Okay, welcome to today's session on Q&A pertaining to wireless radiation. Yeah. So today I would like to talk about things regards to 5G. Yeah, 5G. So I will talk about what is actually 5G and what are the positive and the negative aspect of 5G, as well as what we can actually do to prepare ourselves with the coming of this 5G. Yeah. So to start off with, for 5G itself, just let me just 5G stands for fifth generation technology standard for cellular network. It is. I just want to explain this 5G. It is not because many people mistaken it for the one that you have on the one that you have it on your this router. Yeah. So because in the wireless router there's 2.4 gig and as well there's 5 gig. Yeah. So it is not the 5 gigahertz frequency transmission from this wireless router. Okay. So it uses actually millimeter wave technology. When I say millimeter wave, it's actually the frequency itself, because it is using 30 gigahertz all the way to 300 gigahertz frequency range. So with this frequency itself, it means that the frequency is very close to each other. So if you measure, it's in terms of millimeter. Yeah. So that's why it is widely called a millimeter wave. Yeah. However, there are also lower frequency that other countries are using. For example, in Europe, they could use as low as 7 megahertz. Yeah. In Singapore, we'll be using 3.5 gigahertz, 26 and 28 gigahertz range. And so actually, we are not even touching the 30 gigahertz range. But for 26 and 28, it's almost as close. So generally speaking, they also classify it as a millimeter wave. So besides that, for 5G, it also requires a lot of small antenna, we call it small cell or small antenna, to be positioned very close to each other. About probably they have an estimation about every 20 meters, you really need a cell phone base station or an antenna to realize the technology. It's because of this high frequency transmission speed. The range itself becomes shorter. Yeah. In order to compensate this problem, you need to have more of these antennas to be positioned closer to each other so that they can relay the information faster. So remember that for 5G we need a lot of smaller antennas around. It could be many folds. You can see many of them coming around near your house. Yeah, just like I mentioned, almost 20 meter or even slightly further away. You need to have one antenna. And you need another technology called massive MIMO, massive input, multiple input, multiple output. So basically, what you have is that you have a antenna, main cell phone antenna structure. In the past, for 4G and 3G, you can see there's a cluster or antenna on top of this tower. So right now, with this massive MIMO, you need to have more of this antenna being positioned in one single tower. Yeah. So this is another part of the 5G that it requires for as far as the infrastructure is concerned. The other important thing is concerning about the technology of the radiation transmission is called beamforming. So what is beamforming? So just imagine today, when you have one cell phone tower, where it is actually broadcasting over a very broad area. Yeah. For many people that within the area to receive the signal. So with the beamforming technology for 5G is that it can actually targeted, be very focused. The beam or the radiation can be very focused and targeted on individual. Meaning that if you are using a 5G devices and there's a 5G antenna there, is the beam of the radiation will be shine only at the individual user, and different user of different 5G will be beamed with a different